Working Class Beer Reviews is looking at Bier Company, Der Bauer. It is a dry hopped farmhouse ale. Dry hop farmhouse ale. That would be like a saison farmhouse ale. It's kind of got a wilder strain of yeast, which they call a Brettanomyces. It says Belgian style ale, Franco-Belgian style ale, using only water, yeast, German malts, and hops. So this is like a German take on a farmhouse ale. This was not originally a German style beer, but this is a company that does German style beers. What it would be like if they used German style ingredients on this style. Put that right there. You go straight to their website, the kcbeer.com. Great website, great company. In Kansas City, there's a cap. Kansas City, Missouri. Farmhouse ale, Der Bauer, German for the farmer. Der Bauer is an unfiltered German-style interpretation of a farmhouse ale, brewed with 100% imported German malt and hops. Dry, crisp, and effervescent, so it's going to be very bubbly, with rustic fermentation notes and citrus hop aromas. Der Bauer was a gold medal winner in the American Belgio Style Ale category at the 2018 U.S. Open Beer Championship, and also was awarded a 94 rating by Craft Beer and Brewing Magazine. Click the magazine logo below to read the review. So, this is their summer offering. It is 7.75% alcohol, 37 IBUs. The color is pale. Ingredients are, the malts is Pilsner, Vienna, and wheat. So it has the wheat. Hops are Pearl and Mandarina Bavaria. So they're trying to keep it German. Using probably the Brettanomyces is, like I said, that's, I want to say the Saison is a French style beer originally. And it's something that's gone crazy over the past 7-8 years, I want to say. The first one that comes to mind for me is the Boulevard Tank 7 was the first one that I ever tried, and it is super popular. It is everywhere. It's on tap. It's in the 750 milliliter champagne bottles with the cork and a cage, and it's in 6 packs of 12-ounce bottles. Sorry about that. It used to be 4 packs, but it becomes so popular they actually put it in 6 packs. That's from their Smokestack series. But we're not talking about Boulevard. Great company, but this is a great company as well, Bier Company. You've seen me do their Fest beer, one of the other ones I've had. This company does their best to really interpret German style beers. They do the Hefeweizen, the Pilsner Lager. They have an Edelweiss. They have a Winterbach, which is delicious. And they do some other more interpretive type beers with German style ingredients. So if you have not checked out their beers, you should really check them out. They suggest a tulip glass. So we're gonna do, this is what I use for IPAs and stuff like that. Kind of got the chip in the glass. That was a spot. I've washed this actually. I bought this at Dollar Tree. Who would have thought? Really cool. So it works great for this style. So we're gonna go ahead. Woo! Look at all that smoke. Can't believe I let that escape. I saw a date on this. If I can find, packed on 3/25/19. I got this last summer and I've been holding on to it because this isn't something I buy on a regular basis. It's a little more expensive, definitely not everyday working class, but it's something to treat yourself. Yeah, packed on 3/25/19, best by 7/25/19. So it's a bit past date, but at almost 8%, 7.75, I think it could stand some cellaring. Possibly what may happen is it may not have as much funk to it, as much hoppiness to it. So let's give it a pour. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Nice. All right, I didn't go over, so that is just right. You can see it's pale. It says it's unfiltered, so it's going to be cloudy by nature. It's got this off-white bone-colored head, I would say. Nice tight bubbles. Effervescent is an understatement. I mean, yeah, there's lots. Probably can't see it because it's so filtered from the camera, but it's got a lot of charging bubbles just going straight up to the head. So the head's not going anywhere. I mean, it's going to receive from the top down, but from the bottom up, it's going to meet in the middle somewhere. So probably what would have been smart for me for this review is to go ahead and pour it and then do the review and on the info to let this retain and stick. But you know, you live and you learn. This channel's fairly young, so I'm going to make a few mistakes, some faux pas. If you looked at my celebrator review, I kind of cut off the top of my head, just not positioning my camera. I use a phone for right now. But it's not about me. It's about the review. It's about the beer, isn't it? Come on. Seriously. Let's get with the program. So yeah, it's holding nicely. It's nice and smooth on top, some bubbles forming. Kind of reminds you of a real lively bread dough, if you've ever made bread. I like to make bread. So, yeah, it's got a bit of that kind of wild funkiness to it. If you've ever had one of these style of beers, this is an ale. Some people could call it like horse blanket, and I guess that's just like a wet grass kind of smell to it. You might think of it like as a sourdough beer or a sourdough bread of beers, but there's also sour beers, which are a different entity than this. They're going to be they're more about they're yeast forward beers. This is going to have a definite yeast note, but also a malty and hoppy presence to it as well. So a different style altogether. I'm not real well versed on sour beers. They're pretty expensive and a little hard to come by in my area unless I go punching around for them. I'd have to go up to probably Kansas City or down to Springfield or St. Louis or Columbia, one of the bigger cities that have a wider variety. So yeah, it looks nice. It looks as it says it is. Very cloudy. You can see the sediments, but tons of bubbles. It's very lively. So aging it didn't hurt it none. I kept it in my fridge, nice in these 6-pack type sleeve, actually a 4-pack sleeve. I can't remember what beer pack I saved to store this in, but kept it well guarded. So yeah, now yeah, I'm starting to get more of that kind of estery note from the yeast. Kind of has a bit of a canned pear flavor to it, like a canned fruit, canned pears, something like that. So that's what I'm getting out of it. Let's give it a taste. Wow. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's going all over the place. It's touching the roof of my mouth. Woo. That's good. It's mildly sweet, sour notes, little bit of bitter, not too much. 37 IBUs? Yeah, 37 IBUs, not super high. You're talking like what your normal pale ale would have in it. So, but it's not real. I don't think this is supposed to be about the hops. And a little bit about the malts, but mainly the yeast. That Brettanomyces farmhouse Saison style yeast. Trying to see. Let's read a little more about this. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty much, it's not, this isn't a traditional German style. This is a Belgian, French type or something like that. European style outside of Germany. And they're just taking their ingredients and using it to create this. So it is like a take on it. It's good. It's real good. I've had this actually before, a couple years ago, around the time they introduced it, and they had it on draft at Fitter's Pub in Sedalia. Always, oh man, I love that place. Food's great, and they always have a good selection of beers, and they change it up. Right now for a KC beer, they've got the Edelweiss, which is like a strong wheat beer. Really good. If you're a wheat beer fan and you want some gusto to it, you should. If you see Edelweiss, you should try that. So let's give it another sip. Yeah, you definitely have to have this more than once to really get the full effect, because it's hard to really diagnose what's going on, to ascertain all the different flavors and everything. It's got a lot going on, and it's very perfumey in the nose, especially kind of almost after you get past the head. Normally the head's where all the aroma is at, but not with this. The head's actually, or the aroma's actually in the beer for this one. Yeah. So pronounced Bauer. On all their beers, they'll give you like the phonetical way of pronouncing it, so you know how to say it right. They had one, it was like a hoppy ale or lager, one of their interpretive ones called Hop Sticky, that they had there at Fitters one time that I got to try. And I don't think they have it in bottles. Some offerings they only make on draft. So thank you, KC Bier Company, if you happen to see this. I doubt it, but if you do, let me know. I follow you on Instagram, just so you know. Jeeping Foodie. I don't really do beer stuff on my Instagram. It's more of a personal Instagram. Maybe if this takes off, gets a little bigger, I might make a separate Instagram just for this, so I can put a little more stuff in print and put some pictures and whatnot. So yeah, really good if you're into this style. Not something I buy very often, but you know, $8, $9 a 6-pack isn't terrible, but it's not every day. Just saying. And definitely not working class as far as the price, but working class in the appreciation. Can we say that? Come on. So help me out. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed this review, if you've ever had this before, if you're from the Missouri area. I don't think KC Beers, their reach is very far with their beers. Their distribution reach isn't very far. They're still locally owned, so you know you'd have to come pretty close to home to get this stuff. So, but if you happen to travel through Kansas City, definitely look at their stuff. It's worth it. It really is. It's good stuff. High quality. And thank you guys for watching this, and I will see you guys later.